Hi, I will be reacting to Hamza's new video and sharing my perspectives along. I will be playing the video on 1.5 speed, and I suggest if you want to listen to everything that Hamza says at a normal pace, I would suggest you go to his channel for it and just stick to the reactions and sharing my perspectives on this channel, right? So, okay.
To be honest, what did you think? What did your mind see when you read the title of this video?
Delete TikTok now. So the first thing that I thought when I saw the title is TikTok is banned in India. I do not have it. Yet here I am watching his video.
You probably saw like some girl on TikTok dancing in somewhat of like a sexual way, and you probably have a level of resentment towards her. Be honest.
Okay. I would like to say in this matter that whenever we are, say, we are scrolling in shorts or Instagram reels or just playing YouTube videos back to back, we have the kind of resentment because we want to work, yet we are wasting time. So if somebody else is there in the room, and after we are done for like 2 hours, oh my god, I wasted so much time, and then we keep our phone aside, and yet and then the other person in the room starts playing Instagram reels. You get angry. You have the resentment towards that person.
You see this girl dancing on TikTok, getting a lot of views and subscribers, whatever the fuck they use on TikTok as a metric for performance, likes. And there is a level of hatred towards her because she's fueling that addiction.
Right. In the scenario that I mentioned, that the other person in the room is fueling your addiction, fueling your anger towards yourself. That is, you wasted your time.
For young men who are glued onto their screens, it's very easy to feel bitter, resentful, aggressive hatred towards like the girls who are on TikTok. I want to make it very clear from the start of this video, this is something that if you can put into your mind, it will help you greatly. It is not men versus women. It's men plus women versus the problem. The problem are these modern addictions that have taken everyone away from us.
All right. I think in this point he generally means that the attraction that male and female have, the opposite attraction, is what fuels most the algorithm. See, I am here. I will look at men possibly, and men will prefer to look at women possibly. It's human psychology.
Because you already knew porn is fucking terrible. You already know that social media is bad for you. You already know that video games is bad for you. But oftentimes, especially with social media, for younger men, we have this level of resentment towards like young women because it's like, oh, they get all the validation, they get all the attention. So, they love it, they're really happy. It's fucking them as much as it's fucking us. TikTok is literally just...
Alright, yeah, I would like to share one perspective in the matter that young girls getting more validation than men and men being resentful towards them. It could be projection of their own insecurity, or it could be jealousy.
softcore porn these days, and it's easy for us as young men to be like pissed off at it, and 100% we should be. But that negative energy that we're this male aggression that we're cultivating here should not be displaced onto the girls who are also addicted to the same platform.
Mm-hmm.
They are not
Right.
the enemy, even though they are the ones that you may be watching like glued to your fucking phone. In fact, I feel sorry for the culture of like young girls, like underage girls, showing more and more and more of their bodies on TikTok and Instagram. I literally feel sorry for them, not in like an undermining way.
Yeah, it kind of goes with celebrities. You see often in Hollywood or in Bollywood for that matter, you see young women underage portrayed sexually objectified. If I were to take example of Bollywood, women are mostly objectified. Even though if they wish that they do not show their skin or want to do the part, but they are forced to play the part.
Because I can relate to it. You see, when you go on these platforms like social media, which have these algorithms, soon enough, extreme posts do the best. This is why Twitter is just a cesspit of fucking like extremes of polarization. You don't see normal, like level-headed, balanced people on something like Twitter, and you probably wouldn't even see that on TikTok or Instagram. You wouldn't see like a normal person just going viral there. You wouldn't see a normal person getting thousands of likes, but you will see someone who's on the extreme side who's taken off all their clothes. You will see a 15-year-old girl who's shaking her ass get tens of thousands of likes on TikTok.
Like if you were to talk about this in the perspective of how human behavior works, if you show a little bit of skin, you get views, you get the stares, you get the attention, even though if it is negative.
What is going on through her mind right now when she sits there to record another video and she's obsessively, neurotically checking the likes? Do you think she's happy? Is she winning? In social media, there are no winners apart from them.
Yeah, I mean, like you could look at that in two lights. If I am a narcissist, say example, I would obviously like the amount of likes. I would obviously like to get validated in in a platform. If I get 900 likes on a post that had me show some skin, I obviously will prefer the latter, and I obviously you will use that as a drive to fuel my narcissism.
The nerds at Silicon Valley who hold all like the shareholders. I haven't really been on TikTok. Like I've had it downloaded on my phone maybe 2-3 times when like someone sends you a link or some bullshit. And I remember this one time someone actually sent me a link once on WhatsApp to some random. I don't remember what it was, but I remember clicking on it, watching like some random TikTok video of like 10 seconds, and then when you scroll down a little bit, there's like more there. And I already had this idea. Yeah, TikTok's just porn. You know, I've seen like posts of it, and I've seen people talk about it. But as soon as I scroll down,
We could also say the same about Instagram. Instagram is not right now, but it could be a softcore porn in the future.
literally just see like an unnecessary amount of like ass of like literally underage looking girls just doing like and it's with this cope that it's
Yeah, we can also talk about like showing skin has always had a negative connotations, especially when it is related with girls. So after a lot of subjugation throughout the history, women are now free to express themselves in the way. You can see where the pseudo feminism comes from. You now have the ability to do whatever as you wish, right? So it's kind of natural for you to go to the extreme. Like in most parts of the world, women are still oppressed. So it is quite a natural like instinct for them to go into the extreme to prove that the other person's moral is wrong. If you want to do it, you should do it, because you cannot change morals of every human out there, right? They have this preconceived notions at the age 35 and they are not open minded. You cannot change them.
for this dance, it's with this cope that it's for this challenge. Like the challenges that go viral on TikTok are almost always sexual. And this is where now these like nerd motherfuckers will come in.
You could also say that if you are pretty enough for the algorithm, you have more chance of going viral.
And start like calling people pedophiles and be like, oh no, see Hamza, it's not actually that the TikTok platform, you know, promotes sexual posts. It's that you're actually a pedophile and the algorithm listens to you, you know, and like, shut the fuck up. You know, there is truth that the algorithm learns from your user data. There is of course truth from that, and it will show you more and more posts. So if you make a TikTok account which is literally just for cats, always for cats, always for cats, always for cats, looking at cat posts, posting cats, then of course you're more likely to see cats, and you're going to be a lot less likely to see ass. But one of the truths which you can't deny is that they have like the data of your phone and of your like profile and shit already before you've even really been on the platform. So straight away they know, yep, man in his 20s, he's going to be horny, showing ass, boom. I see the young generation totally glued to the shit. In fact, I was in the gym yesterday and I spoke to a good friend of mine. I spoke to his sister. She was in the gym. It was like the first time we've spoken in like a really long time. And she ended up saying she's a child therapist. And I asked her for what age, and she said for primary school. So primary school in the UK is like the first kind of school you go to when you're like 5 years old till you're 11 or 12. And I asked her this question, and it's gonna make you fucking sad. I asked her, do they have phones? What do you think she said?
Yeah. I kind of believe like children are not supposed to have phones. Like even if they have it on a parental consent, such that they have the advisory, like parental advisory, because you never know what kind of videos the algorithm suggests. Like he said, like there is so much of sexual content available in the internet, so we have to be on guard to see what child a child grasps.
They're 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds are on fucking TikTok.
That's messed
How
up.
fucked is that? Like you and I'm assuming you're near 20 years old.
Yeah, last time I was going on Omegle and I was so sad to see kids. And can you guess the amount of horniness and can you guess the amount of profanity that goes on Omegle that is exposed to a child? A child should not be exposed to profanity at this very young age.
20, like maybe 18 to 30. You and we're still fucked because of modern technology. We've still been, like, literally, we've been, honestly, raped. If raped would be the better word, honestly, like, the definition of rape would actually suit what I'm about to say. We've been raped by social media, porn, and video games. We did not consent to this. We did not consent to this. And if you're my age, we didn't have phones till we were in high school. And the first phones we had were, like, I had a flip phone, but it was about the time that it was like, oh, that's uncool now. So, people who are, I'm 25, so people who are a bit older than me it would have been normalized for them to have it. And people maybe a little bit younger than me, so I'm 25, so you're like 22. You probably never had like an old school kind of like fucking flip phone or anything. And you went straight into like Blackberries and like the second generation iPhone, third generation iPhone or something. That was in high school when I started using, and like, what the fuck would you do on your phone back then, bro? Literally, what would you even do? Like, I remember later on in high school, that's when people started getting like Blackberries, and there was BBM. I never had it, so it was like it would be quite a social thing to like send messages on it or something. Clearly, I wasn't clued up on that. I wasn't invited. But I still had like some shitty, like, I had a flip phone, and then I had like some Chinese brand that like my brother and my dad convinced me. He's like, yeah, this phone's very powerful. Hamza, like, it's got 7 gigabytes of data or some shit. Like, as Xiaomi phone. Yeah, it was a Xiaomi phone. You and I can see the negative consequences of hyperstimulant social media like TikTok,
Yeah,
Instagram,
yeah. Hyper simulation, right? It just messes up with your brain.
YouTube Shorts. You've probably experienced.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts, especially.
You've probably experienced.
The creators are encouraged to fit every part into 1 minute video. So you have people chopping, say example of food content. People chopping, like in a second they would chop. It won't be a second. The background music is going on, a story is also being told at the same time. It is hyper stimulating. You are exhausted by the end.
Mental illness symptoms because of this. I hope that you can take this seriously. If you're multitasking, stop right now and listen to that sentence. You have probably experienced literal mental illness symptoms because of these platforms. I see hordes of young men just glued to their fucking phone. Like, there's a certain visualization I wish I could just implant it into your mind. It's almost like a big dark warehouse, and like.
But the social media is designed such that humans are hooked. It's not. I don't think it's not necessarily whole whole human race's fault for being glued. You can blame the algorithm, but then your willpower also comes into play. But human are susceptible, right? Human are very, what do we call, pregnable when it comes to happiness. So if I have the dopamine or serotonin, whatever that is being released, I would obviously choose to be glued on my phone than to go and work.
You're in like a camera view, like a bird's eye view, that's like just flying across, and all you see is just hundreds, thousands of young men just shitty posture looking into their screens and just seeing ass, seeing like there's a certain TikTok video, softcore porn, like these girls dancing and stuff, which is like, it's not a certain one, but it's a certain style that they do with it. You'll see them press record on their phone, they'll take a few steps back and kind of like pull up their waistline of the pants they're wearing and almost like subtly show you ass. And so many young guys just fucking forward neck posture, mouth breathing, just looking, next one, an unlimited amount of variety. Do you think these guys who are looking at this are on like semen retention or no fap and they're too good? Of course not. Millions of young men are just staring at this shit, edging and then jacking off, castrating themselves. What does that do to the male brain? Like, I'm thinking more and more about this.
That's what is happening to humans, unfortunately.
The idea of like reserving, it sounds kind of gross, but reserving your seed for yourself, your own endeavors, and for like women that you actually are with and want to be with. Because it fucks your brain, bro. I don't know if you've actually thought of this in more of like a caveman perspective, like this animalistic perspective, but it fucks your brain to literally see this unlimited variety of women and then to ejaculate. What does your brain believe about yourself? That you fucking made it. Literally, your brain will think that you've like, there's two sides. One part of your brain will think you fucking made it. You are achieving the height of male experience. You've just reproduced with 50 different women. Congratulations. You're a legend. Okay, now relax. Don't worry, you've completed the mission. Relax now. Here's some like lethargy. You don't need more motivation. Just fucking relax. Go to sleep. Go eat some junk food. You know, it's a bit easier. But the other side, maybe like the prefrontal cortex, like the more advanced part of your brain that understands what the fuck you actually do.
It's also kind of like we can also see it in the view that bad habits trigger more bad habits. So if I were to see, like, if I wasted my day looking at phone, I would be like, oh my god, I wasted my whole day. Now what do I do next? I do not find the motivation to do anything. Why don't I just go to sleep? Why don't I just go to, watch another video? So it's kind of triggering, like you would say that the bad habits trigger more bad habits.
And it knows that you're not actually fucking. This part of your brain fills you with shame, guilt, regret. And so when a young man is looking at these apps, specifically TikTok and Instagram,
Yes,
I believe
okay. So I want to add a point, like why do we regret wasting our time? It kind of goes with the saying what we say to our head. So if I think that I am healthy man, like healthy women, so if I only eat say salads and chicken breasts for lunch, whatever, so that is what I have been saying to myself, right? But if I were to catch myself eating junk food and possibly liking it, you can see the regret that comes from it, because I have this narration that's going on my head and I have more of a contradicting action towards it. So see, I have this underlying will to achieve success, but then I'm wasting time on the phone. The contradictory action is what is leading to regret.
like totally just not even softcore porn, bro. It's literally just porn at this point. It's literally just porn. Young men are looking at this shit. They're hit with this fucking 1-2 of you've just reproduced and experienced the height of male life because you've seen this variety of women and you just ejaculated, and our like caveman animalistic brainstem part of our brain doesn't realize the difference. So it's like, okay, congratulations, you're a legend. Sit back and relax. Don't do anything productive today because you've already done it. You need to just recover, go to sleep, be tired. And so you're tired, you've got no motivation, you've got no energy, you're feeling lethargic, you're just busting nuts. And then you're also coupled with that conscious realization that, yeah, you're a fucking loser. You're literally a fucking loser. You've just jacked off the pixels on a screen of a girl who doesn't even know that you exist. Here is some shame. Let's fill you up with some regrets and post-nut clarity. So now you've got no motivation, you just sat there fucking drooling from the mouth, you're tired, and you feel like shit. And when you feel like shit, when you feel shameful, when you feel depressed, when you have no energy, it's a lot easier to be more sucked into these platforms. More and more and more and more.
Right. I agree with, when you are on your lowest, you are susceptible to go to your lowest. Like if you are in a low, you're susceptible to go to the low because you're already feeling low. I am feeling quite low, and then something bad happens. Say example, I stub my toe into a bed. So I am susceptible to feeling lowest than what I possibly felt before.
I am extremely lucky that my time on social media was not on the same path as TikTok. I think TikTok, I don't remember when it came out, maybe someone can tell me, but like I stopped using social media in about 2020.
Right. So if you are giving phone to 3 to 4 to 5 years old, they are susceptible to having that as an addiction. They would think that having a phone and being glued to the phone is normal for them. So the early stages are the ones when you should be more careful, but there is not necessarily a thing that goes like once you're adult you are not susceptible to getting addicted. That's quite false in that manner, but the it's more likely is what I mean.
It was like real time. I took a big step back away from it, and I think it was out by then, but it was like something I just never really got onto because I was already on Instagram and Snapchat and Reddit. Just quitting like Instagram, Snapchat, and Reddit, even that changed my life forever. Like I've never been on TikTok properly. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I just want you to visualize and emphasize with the life of a young man who's not even a young man, bro. A fucking child, a boy. I want you to right now just emphasize with a 12-year-old boy who has a phone, who has TikTok, how he's seeing girls, how he's seeing like girls his age, what he's seeing. And then couple that with like this.
Yeah, I know, right? We cannot control whatever goes on to the TikTok. Like I said before, we do not know what the other person in the screen is going to say at any given time. So if you are that young and you are learning things that you shouldn't be at a very young age, it damages you.
Modern narrative, which is like anti-masculine, anti like male. he sees these girls objectifying themselves. He sees these girls like just portraying their bodies. They're 12-year-old girls, literally like twerking and shit. And then all around him, he hears that sort of common agenda of like, men don't be sexual. Don't look at women like sex objects. The only
So, well, I would like to add a point. Like, there's a loop, right? You see, and you are growing in an environment where it is okay for 12-year-old, like he said, to show to show themselves and to talk. So, if I'm a very young man or woman looking at the phone, and I will obviously think that it is normal for me to act the same way that they are acting. So, it kind of loops in.
time he's seeing women, the only time he's seeing girls is on social media. Their entire lives is based on social media, and of course on social media, what the kind of posts that pop off are the more sort of extreme, polarized, controversial ass pics. So the only time this young boy is seeing girls on social media is literally just when they're sexualizing themselves, and he looks up from his phone and then he's punished for looking at girls like they're sex objects. That's all he knows.
Wait, but this kind of imposes a question like, whose fault is it? I would like to know in the comments whose fault is it that this is happening.
The girls who are doing this are not the enemy. Not at all. Like, they deserve our empathy. Like, we need to like unite, hold hands, and literally like rise up against the fucking real enemy, which is the platform as general.
Oh,
The nerds who have made this, like the guys at the top of like these shit. I don't know how the fuck these companies work, like the shareholders or something who decide like, yeah, like, you know, we need to increase retention to 5 minutes and 56 seconds on average now because it's only 5 minutes and 12. So how can we do that, nerds? And they'll ask the software developers and they'll say, oh, well, we'll microdose LSD and we'll find out new and intuitive ways to keep people on the platform for an average of 40 seconds longer. We'll do it right now. That is like the enemy. These companies who know the damage they're doing, and yet all they care about is like shareholder investments, like big fucking CEO, like grey suit motherfuckers.
right. It is it is designed such way, but it is also my responsibility to not open it.
The girls I see who are posting, sorry again, I've never been on TikTok, but like for me, Instagram was like more of the problem. But the girls I see who post like very like revealing pictures, sexual pictures. Of course, there's been a lot of times where I'm looking at them when I'm that fucking guy, it's like the drone, I'm just there, like mouth breathing, just looking at ass and stuff. But now, like, I've only deleted Instagram literally like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I've only not used it for like 3 or 4 days. And it's like, it's become a new chapter of my life where I'm actually so fucking passionate about speaking about this because I feel like I have integrity. I feel like I can finally have integrity to say, like, yeah, social media is a fucking cancer. I have no social media apps on my phone now. This WhatsApp, I don't consider that as social media because I just consider it as like texting and like video calling. And you
Like once recently when Reels came out, everybody was on Reels. Even I made Reels at that time because it was funny. And now suddenly the Reels and the relatable comedy is not funny anymore, and we have seen a lot of it throughout the lockdown and whatever. So it kind of reels you in, right? So I deleted Instagram from my phone and I started using browser because I still had that tendency to check Instagram because I had been doing it for a very long time. And you cannot just break off a habit like right now. It has to be slow. The breaking of a habit should be slow but continuous, right? So I deleted, and if I wanted to check Instagram, I would just go into the browser on my phone. And once you open Instagram through the browser on your phone, you would see it is not fun to look at reels from browser. It takes a lot of time to load, so that helped me not checking my Instagram. So I'm like, the pain of watching reels on browser is greater than watching reels for fun. So I get more pain in my brain quickly than opposed to I would get happiness by watching reels.
I don't really consider that as social media because it's kind of just like work. And I don't even watch YouTube on my phone anyway. And I have literally like no fun apps on my phone. I've never been happier. Honestly, I've literally like the difference in just a few days is fucking phenomenal. I think that is like the new movement. That is like the revolution that we need to spread.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the point. Like we need to encourage people to be able to hold conversations, to be able to listen when somebody else talks without getting bored, right? The art of conversation is a skill, but then the hyper edited footages, videos are hampering your brain. You're there watching every day, you need some more of that simulation every day. So when you are in the real time talking to someone, you are bound to check phone because you need to get that simulation running on your head. So which is why it is absolutely essential for good conversations to happen, and in general for your mental health, to cut down on the hyper edited videos that you watch every day. Even Like you have this fatigue that goes into your mind after you watch a very hyper edited videos. You though it seems fun, like it is fun, don't get me wrong, but then there is this fatigue that is going on. It kicks in after like you watch 2 to 3 videos, and then you are like the shame and the regret and the no motivation. It's all like the part of it.
It's almost like a multi-level marketing strategy, like, you know, like a pyramid scheme, but like in the opposite way of like it's all value, like helpful based. I don't make money from you deleting your fucking Instagram account. I'm not trying to sell
This could be next MLM.
your product. I'm literally just trying to save your mental
Join my club and I'll give you free attention span.
health because I saved mine. If you're watching this part of the video, you already know about the negative consequences of social media. We'll talk about other things too in video games, porn, but social media recently has just been at the forefront of our mind of how fucking cancerous it is, and you know the same thing. Perhaps it's not bad for you in any way. Perhaps you're like a guy who can use it in such a mindful, healthy way. That's seriously awesome. That's the best case.
Well, if you can use social media in a very mindful way, you have beaten the battle. Like you have some crazy level of willpower.
Scenario, but if you're not, if you know that it's a problem, if you see girls on there and if it fucks with your brain, and if you maybe jack off to the pictures that you see of like girls, or maybe you just spend too long on there and you just really like, you don't even like it. If I ask you like what is truly the real value that you gain from it, and you know for a fact your brain's just going to process the same bullshit, like 2 points that everyone says, oh, but I've got people to message on it. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. If those people don't have your phone number, you don't even care about them anyway.
Yeah. That is the contradiction that goes on with yourself, right? So if I say I need to delete Instagram, but then I'm like, no, what if somebody else messages me on Instagram? What if I miss a potential contract or a deal or something like that, right? But then there is none. You're just wasting your whole time on watching reels.
If you wouldn't give them your phone number right now, you wouldn't really care about them. And but it'd be nice to like see people's posts, but like, it's nothing. Oh, but I learned things. But yeah, but like, go read a book instead. Go get a higher source of information instead. If you can relate to the issues that we're talking about and you can like emphasize with the pain, take a step back like right now. I specifically made a video about deleting Instagram. You can find on my channel. The thumbnail of that video is similar to this one. It's just titled Delete Instagram Now. You can find that if you haven't watched it already. And in that I specifically talked about like, the dangers of Instagram, but this video specifically, if you've got TikTok, bro, and especially, like maybe there's guys who've got TikTok and it's literally just wholesome as fuck and it's really productive, but bro, if you have a normal kind of TikTok account where you just see attractive girls sexually dancing, attractive guys, confident jawline looking motherfuckers, it is fucking your mental health, and the value that you gain is so fucking minimal. Like this,
I agree. The value you gain is very minimal. It's next to none. If you were looking to find values, you wouldn't be looking at girls or boys showing themselves on the screen, right? You would be exposing yourself to more intelligent content. That's also there.
Entertainment when these creators are doing like some meme or some dance or some shit, and you're sat there mouth reading, and the funniest thing that's ever happened on TikTok happens, and this is how you laugh. That's it.
That is so true, man. You're like, oh my god, this is so funny. I nearly died laughing, and then you're just like,
It's literally more valuable for you to just. There's a lot of other things you could do with that time, bro. Take a step back. Do not allow those nerds to like control your brain, your life, your mental health.
Yeah.
There's no.
You need to have the power. Like we cannot. They are to blame. The companies are to blame, right? But it is your responsibility to not let yourself harm.
Self-respecting person who will have their mental health stripped away from them in exchange for a few seconds of like entertainment. If you have respect for yourself, you need to take a step forward right now. Again, if it's absolutely no problem for you whatsoever and you're thinking, yep, he's not talking about me, fair enough. But if you know for a fact, if you are so aware that there has been negatives to your life, especially your mental health, because of TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat.
It's kind of hard to find. It is not very hard, but it is kind of unexpected for someone to instantly find that TikTok and WhatsApp are not WhatsApp. TikTok and Reels or Instagram are the ones that is the main problem. Main problem may be something else, and for the distraction to solve the main problem, you are spending your time on TikTok.
You just set like a new intention. It's not going to be easy, by the way. Don't just think just because you've
Yeah.
heard this video,
Like, it is not going to be easy. It is not going to be, it is not going to be easy to break a bad habit. If it were easy, we all would have broken our bad habits. We all would have been overachiever in our lives if it was very easy to break a habit. You have to do it um, steadily, like slowly, but continuously, until you reach a point from where you see that there is no point for me to get into this habit again, because it is replaced by greater good habit.
Held down the app on your phone and you delete it off your phone, that suddenly you're cured. Don't just think that. You've been using these apps addictively for months, maybe
Right.
years. I've been using social media for years.
Yeah.
This is the number one issue that I found when I try and help people to like take a step back from social media. They'll delete it with like this righteousness, like, oh, Hamza, I deleted Instagram from my phone.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool, like, see, oh my god, I deleted Instagram, I'm not there anymore. And 2 seconds later, you just install it.
Oh yeah, nice. And I just know in my mind, yeah, another guy who's gonna fail. 2 days later, he's downloaded it again.
He said 2 days. I'm watching this for the first time, like right now.
The whole thing of deleting the app on your phone is fucking nothing. It takes like routine, discipline, and this constant awareness, this contemplation, this introspectiveness, constantly throughout your day to be like, nope, I don't need it, I'm better off. Everyone who uses it is weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, you need to know the why you are doing it, right? If that is clear, you are quite impregnable.
Stay vigilant. Don't just think just deleting it from your phone is going to save you forever from this addiction, because it will creep in. Like, you need to understand
Right.
this is not just one decision and it's done. Understand this is not just one decision and it's done. Because the pressure to download these apps and to go back onto them is fucking around 24/7. Right now it feels like you've watched this video, you're currently in this mind state of, you know, like, fuck Instagram, fuck TikTok, and so you'll delete it. But 2-3 days from now, you'll almost forget this video. A week from now, you'll totally forget this video, and there's something that's happening on these platforms that will bait you back in.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
stay
Something happens on Reels or something major happens, you're back at it.
vigilant. Click on this video right now to learn more about this. Subscribe, turn on the post note.
So, alright, that was my reaction to it. Here's a very good way of looking at things. So, that is my perspective on Hamza's perspective regarding TikTok. That brings us to the end of this video.